I'm Becky. My channel is What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you're new. Today is a Friday Sews where I'm going to talk about what I'm up to, or what I've been up to with you. I hope you're well, I hope you're happy, and I hope you all have plenty of time to sew. It is Thursday in my household and I have been so productive this week. It's like the spring has arrived in the UK, the sun has graced us with its presence, and I feel so much better for it. I feel inspired to make things. I feel like I've really got stuck into some of my holiday plans this week. So I've got plenty to share with you today, and I've been really good. I have not purchased anything this week, which is for me very, very good. Still done a fair bit of window shopping, but let's start with what I'm wearing, although you're going to see this in Me Made May. But this is the Zadie jumpsuit by Paper Theory. It's one of my absolute favourite patterns. I got this fabric quite a while ago. It's one of my original ones from Rainbow Fabrics. I absolutely love this jumpsuit. This is made as the original version's intended, so you've got the crop legs there because obviously the sun's out. My pasty legs can come out, and it's a drop shoulder. I haven't put the arm extension on it, and it's got the wrap tie waist which wraps all the way around, creating this lovely little crossover here. And it's just lovely and loose and fits wonderfully. This is one that I made without having the sway back adjustment on it, and actually this one fits me okay. I don't know whether it's because it's well worn, well washed, as to why it fits me okay, because all my others I've done a sway back adjustment and they fit me so much better. But this is lovely, and like I said, it was quite nice to get ready this morning and actually put this on and look out the window and see the sun is shining. So let's talk about what I've been up to. So the first thing that I made this week was something that I spoke about in last week's plan. Everything I've been making is all for my holiday. I'm just going to put that out there now. But the pattern that I shared with you last week is the Fibre Yuka, which is basically not bodycon because it's not that tight fitting, but it's a sort of style dress that's fitted to the body, and it's in jersey, and it's a lovely, lovely pattern. Now, what I struggled to see last week, and I said this in the vlog that when I was discussing this as a plan, you couldn't really see whether the model, whether it was really tight fitting, how much ease was in the garment from the model picture, because it didn't give you a full picture, and in the line drawings it looked like there was a fair bit of ease, but I couldn't work it out. So I mentioned that I was going to have to twirl this. Now, when I was talking to you last week, I talked about using this fabric here to twirl it up in, and I talked about using some red viscose jersey as my main piece. In true Becky style, I changed my mind. I really liked this piece of fabric here and wanted this as the real deal. So I went through my stash and found a piece of fabric to twirl it up in, because Fibre can come up oversized, and I really felt that I needed to suss out what the fit was, because I don't make many of their patterns before I actually go ahead and make it. And I know with jersey, getting fit right is a lot easier, but actually I had a bit of an issue with that. So let's talk about the one I made up. I used this fabric here, which was a fabric from Ogden Fabrics when I went with a fly. Sorry about that. The only thing with the weather improving is you get flies. It was a fabric I got from Ogden Fabrics in one of their like buckets when I went to, is it Thurklow that we went? Yeah, when we went to Thurklow at the beginning of the year. So this is the fabric here. I've got loads of this left because there was quite a big chunk, and actually what I wanted to make with this was a t-shirt, so this is perfect. Now, this one here's got adjustments on it, but when I originally made it up, I'll pop some footage in now of me making that up, and you can see it's actually really big up here, but across the waist it's a little bit more fitted, or it's the way I actually like it. So I made it up in a size XL, which is what my body measurements put me in initially. Now, across the hips and the belly area, I don't like anything too tight fitting. I do have a mum tum. I have got lumps and bumps, and I just don't like that being highlighted. Naturally, a viscose jersey, because it's a slightly lighter weight fabric, it's got beautiful drape to it, but if it's too tight fitting, it will show absolutely everything. So conscious of that, I've kept the hips the length that I needed them to be, and then with this particular piece I took it back to the, and you can see here because it's up against the cuff. But I took it back to the sewing machine and I shaved 1 inch off of each side to see how that looks. Now it's still a little bit baggy across the top and up across here and around the neckline. I felt that that wasn't sitting quite right for me. So I then had to take that and go back to the pattern, and I decided to size down by 2 sizes across the top and across the bust, but grading out across the waist and the hip to keep that extra large there on the pattern. And that worked really well, because I then cut out this version here. I've lost my coat hanger. So let's put it back on the coat hanger because it looks a lot nicer on the coat hanger. So I cut out this version here. I don't know if you can see that. It's absolutely stunning, this fabric, considering how cheap it was. It's absolutely gorgeous. It fits. It's still a little bit baggy across here, I must admit. Now, I don't know whether it's because it's a lighter weight fabric. I'm not 100% sure, because I have actually graded it, and it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where I went wrong with it, but it is wearable and it looks really nice on, and I will pop some footage in of me wearing it in a minute. The only thing I'm annoyed at myself for doing is in the instructions it tells you to top stitch across the band. I never do it because I don't like it. I always stretch it out. I get really frustrated with myself every single time I do it, and for some reason, and I don't know what that reason was, I decided that I was going to follow the instructions and top stitch. And it's all wavy and bumpy. Now I have ironed it out and it does look okay. I don't think you can tell too much, but I'm just annoyed at myself because normally I don't top stitch because I don't like the way it looks. And not just because when it does go right and it doesn't stretch out and it isn't all wavy and bumpy, I don't like the way it feels. So yeah. Anyway, let's not moan because I'm really pleased with the final version of this. I love how it looks. I've got a little You Do You label in here, which was one of the ones I picked up when I went to the Stitch Festival from Little Rosy Cheeks. I absolutely love it, and it'll be perfect for holiday. I have not bothered to hem the bottom because I use a rainbow thread, and I actually really like the way it looks against the bottom. Maybe I'm odd for that, but yeah. So that is my Yuka dress by Fibre, which will be a perfect holiday dress for me to take away and wear and feel comfy and cozy and relaxed and, yeah, wonderful in. So one of my holiday plans is done. I know that was a little bit excited. So technically that was 2 makes, but 1 make there. So what else did I get up to? I talked about the need to make some shorts and t-shirts, and because they're quite quick makes, I decided to just get them wanged up. Oh, I felt very, very like Ruan there when I said wanged up. I'm not even from up north. I apologise if I've offended anybody for using that. So yeah, I thought I'd get this all done. This is the Pomona pants, but the shorts version by Anna Allen. Now, I use this pattern as a religious go-to for trousers. And when I was sitting there trying to work out what I wanted to use for shorts, because there's so many different patterns, I've got a few in my stash, but I had this cut out all in my size, and I just thought it would be perfect for these. Thing I like about these is they are not too short on me. I've got chubby thighs and I get the old chub rub, so you know, shorts is an essential for me when we're mooching about, and I need them to cover a certain element so I don't end up in pain by the end of the day and so I can't walk, or so I have to wear trousers for the entire time that I'm there. So I have made this with one adaptation to it. It's made up in a size 14, which is the size I tend to fall in. This is a viscose jersey. No, it's not. It's a viscose linen that I got from Jenny Stitches, and it's in this kind of like denim-y colour, and I thought this was perfect because it would go with everything. I have top stitched the band. That's the only change I have made on this. I have included pockets on the back, and I've got a lovely little specky seamstress label here because I thought that went quite nicely with it. I think I got this in one of my boxes. It either would have been a So Hayley Jane box, or it would have been my Little Miss So-and-so box. As I said, top stitching is the only difference I make. Again, it's because I'm quite lumpy and bumpy on my tummy, and I don't like this to fold over. And I find that what this does is it provides it with a bit of extra structure. It also stops this from flipping when you put it through the wash. So the elastic doesn't flip or twist when it goes through the wash, and you spend ages trying to sort it out. But I find it stays up. I actually love this look on a pair of shorts or on a pair of trousers, because when you tuck something in, it looks really nice. I've included a label in this as well. This was one of my ones that Sally had included in some bits that we got at Christmas. I'm sure it's Christmas, or it might have been Galentine's Day actually, and it just says Love Yourself Revolution, and I absolutely love it. I feel that it goes really nicely with this, and I am really pleased with how this came out. Because of the colour, it's going to go with so many things, which is perfect. So it's not just going to be a staple for holiday, it's going to be a staple for my wardrobe throughout the summer months. Now, I did cut another pair of these out, and I am absolutely gutted. I will pop a photo in a moment, guys, but I want to show you my next make before I do. Before I do that, let me just go and grab the fabric that I cut the other one out and tell you how I made my stupid mistake. So because I was thinking about holiday and shorts for holiday, I decided to go for this gorgeous viscose that I got from First Fabrics. It was everywhere, and I knew I could have made a t-shirt in it, but actually I thought a printed pair of shorts in white with this blue would go with quite a few things. It would give me the option to have a plain top and then some really nice, but they felt very holiday-ish and lightweight. But what I did, because this pattern piece is so wide when you cut it out, you have to cut this pattern piece out individually. And I forgot to flip the pattern piece over, so it cut the other way, so that when I put them together, I didn't end up with one right side and one wrong side together. So now I have two pieces, hardly any of this fabric left, not enough there to cut another piece out, which means it feels like a wasted piece of fabric. I'm sure I'll find a way of using these for something else, but it really frustrated me that I'd done that. So that is the Pomona pants by Anna Allen Patterns. So to go with that, and I'll pop a picture in of me in the whole outfit in a minute, I made a Naya tee. Now I need some essential tees, some more basics in my wardrobe for both holiday, but also for my wardrobe. I'm noticing this as we're going through Me Made May. And I went through my viscose jersey stash. I came across this when I was looking for a toiling fabric for the Yuka Dress, and I'd already washed it. And it's this gorgeous fabric here. So this is a John Cowdell fabric that I got from Stitch Fabrics. I think it was from the Festival of Quilts last year. And I love the Naya tee. It's a really quick, simple, easy t-shirt pattern to make. I have to grade out because it's quite a boxy t-shirt. So I've made this in a few different fabrics. When you make it in a viscose jersey, it does fit okay. I could probably get away with not grading it as much. But I like the drapier feel, and I do lengthen the pattern slightly just to make it more wearable for me. But I have made this in a size 14, I think grading out to a 16 is how I've done it. Just because I'm a little bit broader across that area of my body and I'm more comfortable in it like this. I've included a label. This one is Imagine What Else You Can Do. This is another one that I picked up from the Stitch Festival from Little Rosy Cheeks. And I've got my rainbow lock thread. That hasn't come out of my machine since I've had it in. I was looking at my white makes thinking I'm going to actually have to take it out when I make those up. So yeah, this is lovely. Now we know with me that pattern placement can be a bit of an issue. Now the thing I like about the Naya tee is you can cut your front and back piece of exactly the same pattern piece. So I played with my placement because I was mindful of my placement, but I adjusted it on both ones that I cut so that I could see which one landed the right place, was more wearable and would be better as the front piece, which was actually quite nice. I mean, there's not too much difference in them, but on this one, that would have, I mean, to be fair, with the way that this print is, I could have got away with it, but that would have fallen on one of the boobs. Whereas this side, it sits just above and it's kind of like imperfect pattern place. So the nice thing about this t-shirt is if you do have a print that's likely to have an likely to have a piece that's likely to go somewhere where you don't really want it to, this is great for that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and I have paired it with my Pomona pants that you can see here. Hopefully I've been sporting them around and you like them. So the last thing that I've really made, I've just got to finish hemming it, is something that was sat in my cutout pile for quite a while actually. This is the Ogden Cami by True Bias. Now I made one of these last year, wasn't 100% on the fit, played around with the pattern a little bit more. I've had to well and truly shorten the straps on this. I've sized down at the back, one extra size. I've sized down in general, sized down at the back and then sized... So I've got a slightly bigger front but slightly smaller back, and that has worked. But the one that I made it previously in was a viscose. This was a cotton lawn. I think because I had such a small piece of this fabric, I cut this out ages ago and thought, oh, that would make a perfect Ogden Cami. Thinking about it now, making it in a structured cotton lawn, I'm not so sure about. I'm going to have to wear it to get used to it, I think. But it is beautiful. I love this print. It's a little bit muted for me. But I wanted to use it up, and I am pleased with how it's come together and how it actually looks. The only difference that I make with this is I lengthen the facing on the inside that you flip over. And the reason that I do that is because otherwise I think the original pattern piece sat like here on me, which isn't a good look on the other side. So I've just dropped it so it now sits over the bust enough where it should do. So yeah, it's gorgeous. It's come together lovely. I have, the understitching is probably the lengthiest piece, and that's just because it's fiddly. I've stuck a Becky Sewing Studio handmade label in. This label's gorgeous actually. I think it goes quite well. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this. I've paired it in my pictures with the Pomona pants so you can see how it looks. And I think it's just a little perfect staple for your wardrobe, really. I can see me wearing that sort of under a blazer, paired up with lots of different things. So that's my makes. Now I have started on another project that was in my plans, because I know last week I gave some quite ambitious plans. I've got lots of different patterns, and I've got the Belle dress, the Lora dress and the Calvin wrap dress. So 3 items that I've not made before. So they're definitely... not tricky makes, but because I haven't made them before, I can't just go into autopilot. I'm going to have to really think about what I'm doing. I think the Lora dress is a bit of an involved make, and I know that the Belle dress is an involved make because I have made it once before. But I am looking forward to making all of those. So I thought by getting some staples for my wardrobe out the way, one of them is obviously a plan that I discussed with you. The others were things I touched on but didn't talk about the patterns I'd necessarily be using. But I have started one of the other plans that I was talking about, and that is the Southport dress in this fabric here. So this is a fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of like got a satiny type feel to it. It's definitely a poly fabric of some kind, but I just love the vibrance of this red and these purples mixed in with these gorgeous flowers on. So at the moment, as far as I've got is, I've got the top bodice sort of pieced together. So I've done all my stay stitching, I've got my darts put in. I'm in the very beginning stages. My interfacing is in and it's all folded and ready to be sewn. I was struggling, I'll be honest, with the method that they wanted me to use for the finishing of the bias across this top piece. So I went on to the True Bias website and I found a tutorial which I didn't know was on there. So they've got like a little sew along section on the website, and I'm sure that vloggers have mentioned this before and I've just missed it. That gives you lots of, not like a video sew along for some of the pieces, but it just gives you a bit more in-depth instructions with pictures, and I'm very visual, so having the pictures and seeing the red bias against the black fabric, which is how they've done it, to enable me to see what they're actually doing. I think I know what I'm doing with it. Now I filmed this on a Thursday, so I've got tonight to work on this a little bit more, which I will do, and I'd also like to get some work on this tomorrow. If I don't get it finished, I am going to the Staffordshire Social on Saturday, so this will come with me, and I probably will end up doing like the final finishing pieces to it on Saturday. But it'll be really nice to be able to then try it on for the ladies to see and see what they think. Yeah, I can't wait to have this one finished up. It's going to be a gorgeous holiday dress to take with me, and it'll be another plan checked off the list, because I am literally going away in less than 30 days, and I have decided to leave it, because I'm on a weight loss journey, to leave my making clothes for it until last minute, because I didn't want to, obviously, for them not to fit me. And I don't have many summery style clothes in my wardrobe. I got rid of a lot from last year. I culled my wardrobe last Me Made May. And I've got like a few t-shirts and a few Zadie jumpsuits and things like that. But yeah, I haven't got a huge amount in my wardrobe that I would say are summer related. And I'm there for 7 days, and you do get changed more than once during the day, depending on what you're doing. So I'm quite excited that I am moving forward. I am feeling so inspired at the moment. So this coming week, what would I like to get done? So I do have an Avenir jumpsuit, which I talked about previously before last week, for plans for holiday. I really kind of want that as my travelling outfit, if I'm honest with you, to wear there and then on my first day there, because it will be just about right. Although I've done it trouser length, it is short sleeve. And it'll be a versatile piece in my wardrobe in general. So I have that cut out. So I might take that with me to the Staffordshire social, along with my Southport dress, so I can get on with them. And the other thing I'd like to do is get my Calvin wrap dress cut out as well, and my bell dress cut out. So I'd like to get them cut, with the hope that maybe, depending on how I'm getting on, how much time I've got to sew, that I can maybe start one of them, just to move forward with that as well. If I can, I will probably chuck another couple of quick makes in between these, because sometimes for palette cleansers they're quite nice, but I do need a few more pairs of shorts and a few more t-shirts, and I've obviously got a pair of trousers to make up. Now, one of the things that I've done this week, because I was spring cleaning the house last weekend, I've spent a lot of time with any fabric that was anywhere in my house, getting it through the wash, because I'm a nightmare for going to my drawers and having to pick out a fabric that I want to start making up, that I want to use for a project there and then, and it not being clean. Not being clean, it is clean, but it's not been washed. So then you've got to wash it, and by the time you've washed it, you know, you're delaying the process. You're not in that moment, your creative mind, when it happens at that point, it kind of goes out the window. So I have been really good at getting all of my fabrics through. So all of my fabrics that I want to use as part of my holiday plans, they're all washed. A few of them just need ironing, but they're all ready to go. I've ordered my starch spray because I've run out of that, so I've got some lightweight viscose chalets to use. So that's come this week, and I've been able to use that as well. I'm using that for this Southport dress. It just gives it a little bit more structure. What else have I done this week? I cleared my creative space. So I did some spring cleaning, and one of the things I was finding was working in the space that I was in, it was just off-putting. I shared my pile of destruction, the corner of my room where everything had gone. I just needed to clear it all out and get myself back on track. And now I feel like, from a resin, jazz and wow point of view, and from a creative sewing point of view, I've got everything I need in one place for me to be able to just get on and go to my table, know that everything is where it should be, and that it's clear, and that I can work. And having the house nice and clean, because it's a proper spring clean where you're going into your corners, and it means keeping on top of it's been nice and easy this week. Now, we're 1 week in, that will change, and I know that will change. I've got children, you know, I've got 2 daughters, I've got 2 stepsons that are here quite regularly. It's chaos in my house, but it is what it is, and we're getting on with it. So anyway, now that I've waffled at you, and I'm not entirely sure what I was waffling at you about, I feel that I've covered everything off that I needed to this week. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Let me know what you're up to. Are you feeling inspired to make your summer makes? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button if you like my content and you want to see more. Take care. Have a good week. I can't wait to show you what I've made next week. Happy sewing. Bye.